Oh man, greetings everybody, greetings once again. Greetings once again. My sincere apologies. We got disrupted a little bit because of the incoming calls. I had to quickly go and sort that out. I had to quickly go and disable all the incoming calls that kept on coming, disturbing the broadcast. I believe that now we are going to be fine, and there is no call that is going to disturb this broadcast. All right, so keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming. Let's do the right thing and let's share the broadcast. Let's do the right thing and share the broadcast. Let's do the right thing and share the broadcast, as I'm also sharing on my side. You might as well share on your side as well. Okay. As I'm also sharing on my side, you might as well do the same thing from your side. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. My sincere apologies, guys. My bad. My bad. I think I was supposed to actually disable all the incoming calls before attempting to go live, but we are back. We are back. We are back. We are not backing down. We are not backing down. We are not backing down. I see somebody says make it faster. I'm going to try and make it as fast as I can, but this requires time. This requires time, and I really want you, wherever you are, to try by all means to be as attentive as you can be. Try by all means, share the broadcast, invite your friends, invite everybody, and let them know that I'm live. We are live together, and we are in this journey together. I'm not in this journey by myself. I'm not in this journey alone. We are in this journey together. For so many years, so many people have been taken advantage of by the pastors, the prophets, the bishops, and all that. So when I started this movement, when I started this revolution, I knew exactly what I was doing. And to all those who have a tendency of coming to say, Jay, why are you always doing this? Why are you always attacking pastors? Why are you always attacking men of God? I don't attack men of God. I don't attack pastors. But I attack only the counterfeit ones. Those who claim to be what they are not. Those are the ones that I speak against. I'll never speak against true men of God. I'll never speak against real servants of God. Each time you hear me coming to speak is because there's evidence and there's proof that has been presented to me, or I'm speaking from experience. Now, I want you to understand that I will never at any point come and sit on this broadcast to come and speak about things that I've not verified, to come and speak about things that I have not taken time to really understand if there is an element of truth in what I'm about to say. That is why with all the lawsuits that have been sent to me, I'm still out here right now, because the only time a lawsuit can affect the other person or the recipient of the lawsuit is when you are lying. The only time defamation of character can actually be of effect to the recipient of the lawsuit is when you are lying about everything that you talk about. But as far as I know myself, I have never, and I'll repeat again, I have never and I will never lie against anybody. I will never lie against anybody. The only thing that I will do, as long as I live, is to stand on the truth, speak the truth, and remain truthful in everything that I say and everything that I do. I see there are also those who always come through to say, Jay, why don't you also talk about the true men of God? I think if you go back to my messages and everything that I've been saying over the past months, you will realize that there are actually some teachings that I've given out there to people, where I was telling people about discernment and telling people how to choose a church, how to locate a church, and how to find a good church to attend. So as I was saying before we got interrupted, before we got interrupted, I just want to first of all give you a bit of a background. of where I'm coming from, why I started what I started. Okay, I'm just trying to disable the comments on my side so that I don't get interrupted by the comments. You know, there are those nasty people who always come and, you know, throw their nasty comments. So I'm just trying not to be disrupted. Okay, so I'm going to try and give you a bit of a background, of where I'm coming from, how I started this movement, why I started the movement, and how it has helped a lot of people. Before we get down to the main business of the day, which is Emmanuel Makandiwa. We are going to go into depth. We're going to get into depth. We will go as deep as we can on that man. And I know there are so many people right here who are watching me who follow the man. When you watch him preaching on social media, on TV and everywhere, I know there's something that you see. But according to the information that I have, and according to all the people that have presented their facts to me, you are going to be shocked with everything that you're going to hear. Even myself, some of the things that were presented to me, I looked at them and I was like, but looking at this man and how he presents himself out there to people and how he does everything, this is actually shocking. Even to me, I was shocked as well. But we're going to get into depth, and we're going to get into that in a moment. From last year, I started this movement. And when I started this movement, I began to speak against Alf Lukau. And Alf Lukau is somebody I've been with for some time. To all those who've been following me on social media, Facebook, everywhere you've been following me, you know my journey with Alf Lukau. And when I began to expose everything that we did together, I did not only expose him, but I had to first of all come clean to everybody. I came clean to everyone. And guess what? I shut down the church and I made sure that afterwards I do the right thing. I took things that I acquired during those days. I took money, took cars, clothes, and everything that I acquired during those days, and I gave it away because I wanted to start afresh. I wanted to start from scratch. I've been part of the cult. I joined the cult at the age of 19. When I was 19 years old, still in Zimbabwe, I joined the cult. And when I joined the cult, I stayed in the cult for years. I met people, I did things that I was not proud of up until last year when I almost committed suicide. I found myself on the dark web, communicating with people I didn't know, assisting me how to commit suicide. And I had a visitation from God. And it was after I had that visitation from God that I had an awakening in me. It was like a wake-up call to say everything that you've been doing is vanity. Everything that you've been saying is vanity. The only thing that matters at this point is souls. Saving souls and saving God's people. That is the only thing that matters. So I began to speak about sex in the church. Something that a lot of you know who are watching me right now, that the church has been turned into a brothel. The brothel is actually better than today's church because there is more sexual immorality, sexual abuse, sexual harassment in the church than there is in the brothel. And everybody who's watching me right now can attest to everything that I'm saying. It is so sad and it's so bad because when you look at how things are going, people have been so brainwashed, manipulated, and deceived to the highest level by this so-called men of God who use occultic powers to blind their followers from seeing the truth. When I speak about such things, they really break my heart because I'm not saying this from hearsay, but I'm saying this from experience. So when I had a wake-up call and awakening, that's when I realized that the only thing that matters is souls. I began to speak against sex in the church. I began to speak against oils, anointing oils, and the anointed waters, the anointed stickers and everything. I began to tell people that this is all rubbish. This is all rubbish. It does not really help anybody. For the only thing that will help you is the name of Jesus. I began to speak about so many things, and if you go back to the videos, if you go on YouTube, you go on Facebook, you go everywhere, you are going to see all these things that I've been talking about. But look at this. I began to speak about my involvement in the cult up until I began to speak about when I met Alf Lukau and he introduced me to things and we started doing things together. I'm not going to go into details about that because everything is available on YouTube and Facebook and everyone, social media. You can just revisit all those things and get to understand it by yourself. So when I began to speak, many people said, he's lying. He's disgruntled. He's angry. He's hurt by whoever he's talking against. This guy is satanic. This guy is devilish because he's speaking against true servants of God. He's speaking against true men of God. But as I went deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and as I began to bring witnesses, victims, and as I started bringing out the real hardcore evidence, many people realized that really, this is what is happening in the church. Up to a point where Alf Lukau decided to flee the country, ran away from South Africa, and as we speak right now, is operating from France. I've been contacted by some people in France, and they are actually displeased by the fact that he is still deceiving people even in France. But look, that's not the reason why we're here tonight. Before we got disrupted, I was talking about Moses. Moses was born in Egypt, but he was not an Egyptian. He was raised in Egypt, not an Egyptian. He looked like the Egyptians, dressed like the Egyptians, spoke like the Egyptians, but he was not an Egyptian man. I believe that God took me through this route, that it took me through for a purpose and for a reason. As I'm sitting here right now, I'm 27 years old, turning 28 on the 18th of December. So I can say I'm now 28 years old. There are things that I've seen, things that I've witnessed, things that I have encountered, that many of you who are watching me right now have not yet encountered. So before you come out with your nasty comments against me, I want you to just give me an ear just for tonight. Get to understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going. I've been involved in the cults. I know a cult from afar. I can smell a cult from a distance. I don't need anyone to come and, prophesy or, throw bones and say that this is a cult or this is not a cult. No. I know a cult from a distance. When I started the journey, so many pastors, your favorites, I started bringing out the hardcore truths. And I'd like to commend other men of God who are also bringing out, powerful truths and powerful facts, about these charlatans and all these good-for-nothing old men masquerading as preachers. Yet they are thugs who are just, taking time, standing on the pulpits just to defraud the saints and defraud the children of God. Enough of the merchandising of the gospel. Enough of all that. Last year, as I embarked on the journey, of speaking out against the cults and against everybody, I remember very well that there are so many people who were so much against me. So many people who were very much against everything that I was doing. But today, their eyes have been opened. I started getting calls, I started getting messages from people telling me about Emmanuel Makandiwa from Zimbabwe. Emmanuel Makandiwa is a man that I have, because I'm from Zimbabwe, I definitely know him. He's a man that I've known from Zimbabwe, from a distance. I remember at some point, I really used to admire his preachings because one thing that we can give to him is that he's a good preacher. Even everybody who's approached me with a lot of things, a lot of facts, evidence, and stuff like that. Everyone who has approached me to say, this is what the man is doing, this is what the man is all about, this is what the man is all about, they can all attest to the fact that when it comes to deciphering the word, He's really gifted in that area. This is to show you that I'm not here to fight him. I'm not here to fight him. As I said in my post earlier, I'm a voice to the voiceless. I'm that voice that is crying out in the wilderness, crying out on behalf of all those who do not have that voice. I have the platform to come and speak. And we've got thousands of people watching us right now. That is why all these people have approached me. From last year, I took some time to go through everything that they've been sending me and telling me, no, I was involved, I was part of the church, this is what happened to me, I was part of the church, this is what happened to me, I was part of the church, this is what happened to me. So many people. It's not only one person, it's so many people. Hundreds of people. Hundreds of people. I can give you an example. There is a man, I'm sure he is probably watching right now. His name is Mr. Ray Tazarurwa. Mr. Ray Tazarurwa was part of UFI from its inception. From the beginning of UFI, he was part of the church. He was part of the church from those days. And he contacted me and he said to me, look, the man that we see today is not the man that we used to be with back in those days. The man that you see preaching today is not really that man that we joined back in the days when we were still starting. This is something that is, that has been spoken about by so many people who have contacted me. And today I've decided to come live. I'm going to be bringing some of them on this live broadcast to come and speak for themselves. But one of the most jaw-dropping expose that is going to happen on Makandiwa is the part where there is actually a woman. There's actually a woman. There's probably two of them so far. There's probably two of them so far. And one of them has come to me with some heavy information. One of them has come to me with some heavy information, things that I looked at and I was like, is this really true or not? Because looking at the way this man, carries himself out there, I would say this is not true. But with everything that has been presented to me, I said, you know what? I'm going to bring you live. And I'm going to bring you to join my broadcast so that you can speak for yourself. This is a woman who was in a relationship with Emmanuel Makandiwa. And all the facts have been presented. And I'm not just talking about a fly-by-night relationship. I'm talking about a very, very intimate relationship. A very intimate relationship, and all the facts have been presented. Places of meetings, hotels where they used to meet, a lot of different things. And one of the things that broke my heart was the fact that her own marriage was destroyed in the process by Emmanuel Makandiwa. Very heartbreaking story. Her own marriage was destroyed in the process. And I can tell you right now that it only takes the Spirit of God for someone to do what I'm doing, because by doing what I'm doing, I'm putting my life at stake. I'm not only putting my life at stake, but I'm putting the life of my mother, my family, my daughter, my sister at stake. Very heartbreaking information that got to me. I sat down and I really listened to how this woman was narrating everything that happened. And this is not just a woman who's not known. This is a woman who's known by people in Zimbabwe. Quite a very popular woman in Zimbabwe. And when she started releasing everything, oh Lord, I said, what a world we live in. But one thing I can tell you right now is that this is just the beginning of the expose of Emmanuel Makandiwa. This is just the beginning. She's not the only person who has come to me. She's not the only person who has come to me. There's lots of people who have come to me. Some have brought issues about money. Some have brought issues about miracles. Some have brought issues about their marriages. Some have brought issues to me about their marriages that were destroyed in the church. And I know that you might not agree with me, but this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of a journey that we're going to take together to expose Emmanuel Makandiwa. We are not going to expose his weaknesses, for he's a man, also he has weaknesses. But everything that is related to wickedness, we are going to expose it. We're going to bring it to light for people to really know him for who he is. There are so many people who are watching me right now, and messages are coming in as I'm talking to you now. Messages are coming in as I'm talking to you right now. Messages are coming in even as I'm talking to you now. I see somebody says, can you present us with a V11? We need facts. Hope is not just a gossip. No, don't worry. To all those who think this is gossip, and to all those who think this is just speculations and all that, just sit back and relax. When I started with Alf Lukau, it was the same thing. And many people thought J. Israel is lying and everything. But when I started bringing out the people, then everybody was like, wow, so this is actually very true and this is happening. A lot of people have come to me crying, men of God, help us. Help us to deal with this situation that we have regarding this man. We have tried everything that we could try, but it's not happening. The women, the first woman I'm going to be talking to is actually live right here together with me, and I can see her comments are coming through. I'm just going to ask her to drop a comment so that we can just get down to the business of the day and begin to talk in details of what really happened to her. She's a victim who was victimized. She lost her marriage. After losing her marriage, she brought out a lot of things that she said to me, but I don't want to say all those things out of my mouth. I want everything to come from the horse's mouth. So I'm going to ask her to just drop a comment right now so that I can add her to the broadcast. I'm going to ask her to drop a comment so that I can add her to the broadcast. And I can assure you that after you follow this series of these broadcasts, the truth will come to light and you will get to know the truth for yourself. The truth will come to light and you will get to know the truth for yourself. I know Makandiwa's sons and daughters are also here. I know his sons and daughters are also here. I know his followers are also here. They are watching, they are waiting to hear. What is it that this guy has to say about our Papa? But just hold on right there. Please kindly comment Please kindly comment. Kindly comment so that I can add you to the broadcast. Please kindly comment so that I can add you to the broadcast. As soon as I see her, I'm going to add her to the broadcast, and we are going to talk. And remember, I'm not doing this to bring down a man. I'm not doing this to attack a man, but I'm doing this for the sake of the gospel. I'm doing this for the sake of the people and not just for my sake. So as soon as I see her commenting, I'm going to bring her live so that she can speak for herself. And then we get to hear what she has to say about what happened to her. Okay. All right. Please drop a comment so that I can add you. Or rather, send me a request from your side. Send me a request from your side. Send me a request from your side. Please send me a request from your side so that I can just quickly add you to the broadcast and we begin to talk. Okay. I see somebody saying that I'm busy paying these people to come and lie. Oh my God, I'm broke, guys. I'm a very broke man. I'm broke. I don't have anything. I do not have anything. So other than paying people to come and lie against other people, I believe I'd rather take my mom shopping than to pay people to come and lie. You know, I can never stoop that low. I can never stoop that low. Okay. I can never stoop that low. I'm waiting. Please drop a comment. Drop me a comment. Let me just try to call her so that we can get down to business. Okay. Guys, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. To all those who are just joining me right now, this is just the beginning and we are just getting started. This is going to be a very long road. It's going to be a very long road. Maybe as I'm waiting for her to join in, let me just try to call somebody else. Let me just try to call somebody else. I know this person was not supposed to be live with me today, but this person was not supposed to be live with me today. We had scheduled his own live broadcast for tomorrow. But for the sake of progress, let me just call this person so that we may have progress and get somewhere together. Okay. Okay, so to everybody who's just joining us right now, this is the beginning of the exposure of Emmanuel Makandiwa, a man all the way from Zimbabwe. Many of you know him for his gift of preaching, breaking down the word, and giving it to the people. So, yeah, we have just embarked on that journey. And we are going to, okay, there seems to be a bit of a problem. Okay, let me call somebody else. Oh no, don't worry, I have a whole lineup of people. I have a whole lineup of people who are actually waiting to speak out and say their truths about Emmanuel Makandiwa. Okay. To all those who think this is a game, then you are in for it, because sooner or later you realize that this is not a game, but this is actually reality. A lot of people, have been. The other heartbreaking story that this woman I'm waiting for to come and join. Okay, it's very sad that I can't find her here. It's very sad that I can't find her here. Okay, remember, I would really like to speak about everything that I've been told, you know, but I find it very, very much better when the people involved will come and speak for themselves. But I want you to know that this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the exposure. And one thing that I've realized about this exposure is that this has been one of the most difficult ones to do, because I was supposed to start doing this in September. And then when I was about to start doing this in September, something happened. I did a poster in October, and as I was about to do it again, something happened. And last night, I was supposed to come live and start doing this exposure again. Something else happened. So you will begin to realize that this has been one of the most difficult ones to do. But because I know that a lot of people will be set free by this exposure, I know that a lot of people are going to be set free by everything that we are going to be bringing out. By everything that we are going to be bringing out, one after the other, blow by blow, day by day, day by day. Souls will be set free, and people will begin to know the truth about the people that they follow. Souls will be set free, and people will begin to know the truth about everybody who they follow online. Okay. It seems like I'm having a bit of a problem with bringing my first guest who was supposed to join me tonight. Trying to call her on the side, but I'm sure there's something that is happening that I will get understanding of later. Okay. But nevertheless, I want you to know that the exposure has begun, exposing Emmanuel Makandiwa. And I want you to know this. I want you to know this. Everything that we are going to bring on this broadcast, everything that we are going to bring, information after the other, there are going to be people. There are going to be people who are going to be speaking their stories, saying their things, coming out to say everything that they've been through, coming out to speak their experiences. And I'll be there to listen, and I'll be there to give them the platform. And you at home, you'll be there to be helped. You'll be there to be helped. And with that being said, I need to go check on my people, and I really need to go check on this woman I was supposed to bring tonight. But I know that it is going to happen. In Jesus' name, it's going to happen. This has been one of the most difficult ones to do, but it is going to happen, okay? I can never, ever make a mistake of advertising a live broadcast, of exposing somebody without facts and without people who are ready to speak up. I know there's thousands of them who are watching right now, who are very happy. But look, after tonight, after this live broadcast, everybody else, I know that there are so many victims of Makandiwa, and everybody else who have been victimized by this man, get in touch with me. I'm going to post my phone number. Get in touch with me, and we are going to talk. And as we talk, the exposure begins. This is just the beginning of the exposure. This is just the beginning. And I want you to know that I love you all with the love of God. This is just the beginning. Tomorrow, we are coming back live. Tomorrow, we are coming back live. I'm going to make sure that all my people are in place, and everybody that is involved in this exposure is going to be put in place. With that being said, God bless you. God be with you. I'm going to see you tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. I'm going to be live. The exposure begins. The exposure begins, and we are not stopping for anything. God bless you.